Naam, asante sana mtazamaji kwa kuendelea kutazama kipindi cha Kenya's Gold. Karibu sana katika kipindi hiki. Kuna mengi tutazungumzia. Tumeketi kitako kwa taratibu na kwa bahati mbaya kwa kundi hili mimi mwanaume pekee.
Bahati mbaya? Yo, that's a good thing. And we're back. Thank you so very much for staying with us. And in case you're just joining us, welcome to Kenya's Gold, where the focus of the program today is learning so much about the waste that comes from rice. So we are talking about the rice husk. Ile ngozi ya juu ya brown ambao huwa inatolewa, inaseparatiwa from the grain. Well, it's waste, but really not that much of a waste because it can be converted into gold that can be used in our soils. And to shed more light on that, we are joined by Joyce Kamande, who is the CEO, co-founder at Safi Organics. Thank you so very much, Joyce, for making time to be with us today on the program. Wewe ndo tunakutegemea utufunze mengi kuhusiana na hii mbolea ambayo inatoka kwa rice husk. Terere book club for me.
No, okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Alright, so Joyce, let's just start by understanding. Kuna mtu ambaye anatumia mbolea yake yenye amezoea kutumia na sasa tunamwambia kuna hii mbolea ambayo inatoka kwa rice husk. What benefits does it come with? What sets it apart? Ndo ule mkulima ajue nikiendea hii ndo nitapata pale kwa mchanga yangu, kwa shamba yangu pale nyumbani.
Thank you for having me. And to our viewers and the farmers, I would like to explain more about rice husk biochar. Of course, there are many organic fertilizers that are found locally, but Safi Organics fertilizers and other producers who are also producing organic fertilizers here locally. So I would like to highlight a few advantages and the importance of why a farmer should actually incline towards using biochar-based fertilizers. And one of the reasons is because these biochar organic fertilizers are able to rejuvenate our soils. Year by year, you hear farmers complaining, you know, the yields have declined. Last year, I harvested 30 bags of tomatoes or potatoes, but this year, I'm able to harvest maybe 15. This is contributed by different climatic conditions. Our soil have depleted, and biochar-based fertilizer is stepping in to close that gap. So that is one advantage. The second advantage is that it is when it rejuvenates the soils, it's able to increase the yields. Approximately through the research that we have done over the last 10 years, averagely, the promise that we give to a farmer is about 30% increase in yields when you use biochar-based fertilizers. Additionally, it will also save you 15% on irrigation needs. So even during the drought, it enhances that the soil is able to retain moisture and a customer and a farmer can be able to harvest optimally from the field.
Right. The
other advantage it has, due to very high acidic soils, approximately in Kenya, we are estimating it to be about 54% soil being acidic. So when you use biochar-based fertilizers, it replaces lime or muriate of potash, that is called family known as MOP, and it reduces soil acidity, that ensuring that you're able to farm maximally and sustainably.
All right.
Yes,
thank you.
Ni maelezo mazuri sana kuhusiana hiyo, lakini tu kuuliza inspiration yako ya kuamua kwamba utafuatilia sana mambo ya kubadilisha rice husk kutoka kwa biochar. Ukizungumza inaonekana kuna kitu fulani ambacho kilikusisimua ukaamua kupenya hapo.
Yeah, so our project was born in 2015. During my fourth year in the university, but apparently I studied procurement and logistics. So people ask me, how are you a farmer? How are you an innovator making, you know, biochar from waste? And I met my co-founder Samuel, who was previously speaking in our factory, and he was doing research on waste management. Particularly at that time, he was producing briquettes. So we produced briquettes that were unable to see the light of the day because the first customer that we issued our briquettes to, it produces a lot of ash content. So he had to keep shaking the jiggle. So we wondered, what else can we produce? We made mosquito coils, sold about 1 million of them in the market. However, they used to burn very fast, comparing with the other solution that was already available in the market, the synthetic mosquito coils. So the partner we were working with said, can you change from the rice husk and incorporate coffee husk? And we were like, we are relatively very young. We wondered, why would we change? And what brought us to Mwea was actually the availability and the big heaps that was alongside the road. There was a lot of open air burning, a lot of smoke, and we were like, no, we don't think this is a good venture, that we would like to transition from where to another new location. So we did more research and development, and that's when we stumbled on, it can make a soil amendment. So we produced the first soil amendment. And just to say that we are the first people in Africa to produce biochar back then in 2015. And we issued that product to a first farmer. We told him, his name is Mr. Dan. We told him, if this product works in your field, you can pay us. If it doesn't, don't pay us. So we gave him, by that time we were using 20 bags. He used in his rice farm. He was producing 10 bags. During December holiday, he called, guys, can you come over for goat eating? And we are like, why? He said, I've produced 22 bags of rice from my field.
Right.
We are like, wow, that was amazing. And that's how I've actually been motivated to actually see the solution that we are working on is something that is beneficial to the farmers. Right. And they are using locally made, biomass waste to actually transition our own soils.
Right. So it's clear that using rice husk fertilizer has the advantages that you mentioned earlier regarding the soil. But I'd like for you to expound to us about, the employment opportunities created in the conversion of that waste to organic fertilizer. And also at the same time, remember here in Kenya, we are importing about 80% of the rice that we are consuming, meaning our local production is about 20% only. Is that also a hindering factor? Is it high time that we explode this value chain all the way to, the recycling? Because it's like now we are creating a lot of employment opportunities for the people out there where we are importing our rice from and not here. So just talk to us about the dynamics around the fact that we're importing much of our rice anyway, and you need that waste.
So apparently in the country, we produce around 25 tons every day of rice husk. Being that 60% or about 70% is produced in Mwea. And what that means is that we are not in full potential, because the field and the farming that we can actually do can actually be even triple, let's say even 75%. If we utilize all the rice fields. And talking about job creation, for example, Safi Organics, the fertilizer company that I work for, we have already created around 200 direct jobs to local youths and local women working within the rice sector, all the way from, the sourcing, the supply, and every person who is involved in the supply chain. So that means that if we create such opportunities on utilization of biomass waste, and particularly rice husk, it can actually even triple or even get tenfold.
Right.
The capacity and the opportunity that is available is just can blow our mind away. And so what I would encourage is that there should be more investment, more partnerships in the rice, because majorly even rice is the most consumed carbohydrate in the world. So in terms of, we are talking about ugali or any other local staple food, even across other countries. So more investments in the rice field, that will mean that there's more opportunities, because apart from even making biochar and the opportunities that are available, we also have other opportunities, such as there are people who are getting into the space to use the rice husk as a biofuel. There are also people getting into the space to use rice husk to make block boards.
Right.
So that shows that there's more. If more investment is channeled on that direction, that means that we can create more job opportunities. And especially because we are talking about high unemployment in the country, we can attract more youths in the agricultural space. Right. It doesn't have to be like they typically can farm, but then there's a way that we can attract youths to get into the agricultural space and make agriculture, more attractive for the youths.
All right, Joyce, just very quickly in like 10 seconds, tell us, is there a demand for this rice husk organic fertilizer from farmers? Are they aware about it?
Absolutely, yes. Okay. There's a high demand.
There is a demand.
Yes, and that is evident because like Safi Organic serves over 18,000 smallholder farmers across the country.
Right.
Asante sana kwa kutufafanulia kabisa Joyce Kamande kwa maelezo yako makubwa. Tunakwenda sasa mapumzikoni, tukirejea bado atamiminika maarifa kuhusiana na masuala ya rice husk. Bila shaka usikwenda popote, salia na sisi. Tukirejea basi kuna mengi.